What's good, boys? Today's video, we're gonna be going over the exact reasons why running a school community will cost you so much money in the long run. And we're gonna be breaking it down into three different parts, which is first the fulfillment and the success rate and the self-belief, and also your value at the end of the video. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the first part here is the fulfillment. And I want you guys to think about it like this. Selling you access and attention for as little as $50 a month will actually burn you out in the long run, because you're gonna have to start multitasking on focus on the higher ticket clients, on the content, and also your lower ticket community, where you spend so much money creating the course videos, hiring moderators, and also dealing with refunds since you're dealing with broke people. And it's basically a whole loop of you burning out, and then you have to again focus on too many people, and then it's not really gonna be worth your time if you were to really compare on a higher ticket offer, where you basically focus on 10 people at a specific time, and they basically pay you like the same amount of as like 100 or 200 people that pay you a lower ticket offer. So yeah, and I also want to tell you guys that you could not truly focus on only one-on-one if you're focused on a community full of people that are begging you to do this and that, and actually asking for refunds, talk to the moderators 24/7, and it's basically it's really like a headache in general. And what I've noticed is that so many coaches don't really believe that they could charge a high ticket offer, because they believe that their audience wouldn't really pay thousands of dollars to actually get mentored by them, which I don't really think is a good idea. Think about it like this, and my answer to this is usually that you should always be focusing on giving as much value through your videos as you can. So these people would actually, instead of you trying to sell them something, they'll beg you for that one-on-one coaching, because they would think that you can actually solve their pain points. And also what I've seen throughout my many years in the community actually running growth operating, is the fact that the success rate of higher ticket clients is always going to be just so much higher, due to the fact that these people are actually put their money in the line and will do anything to solve these pain points. And I want you guys to think about it like this. If you were to actually help someone lose 40 to 50 pounds, you wouldn't really charge them $50 a month, because they wouldn't really hold themselves accountable for that amount of money, because this is like what? This is basically like a gym subscription, really. So it's not really going to be worth that amount of weight that they're going to have to lose, and that amount of pressure they're going to have to go through. But if you were to compare, on the other hand, if you were to charge you thousands of dollars, it will actually basically force them to hold themselves accountable, because they have put so much money in the line to a point where they will actually do anything and stop eating just to get to that goal where they lose 40, 50 pounds. And a good example is, you have to think about it like this. Pressure really makes rocks turn into diamonds. And this is how you got to think about it. If these people are actually, take a loan out of $5,000 just to lose 50 pounds, like 70 pounds, they will truly make it happen, because they have basically went in debt just to actually hold themselves accountable, which I think is a good way to actually look at things, specifically if they were like a big challenge, for example, losing 70 pounds. And yeah, what I've also noticed is the fact that when you start charging $50 a month every single time, you will basically just drop your value to a point where you wouldn't even be worth $50, and your higher ticket offer would not cost shit in general. Because especially if you were to host weekly calls in that lower ticket community, because these people would just hop into a call weekly with you and ask you as many questions as they have, and from there you basically just delay the process for actually going to your higher ticket offer. And most people wouldn't even subscribe to your higher ticket offer, because they'll have to overconsume themselves with all these modules inside your school community. And if it doesn't really give them any results, it will basically give them an overview of what they think of your offer. And if they don't really get any results out of your school community, why the fuck would they actually pay you thousands of dollars to actually get mentored by you to get to that pain point if they haven't even got it from the lower ticket community? And that's how I want you guys to think about it. And you might be wondering, what can I do on the other hand instead of just, running a lower ticket community? Well, I've made 3 funnels for you guys, going over, what you could be doing, and I'll show you. So yeah, the first one being the semi-webinar. I wouldn't really call it a webinar, nor this is the perfect name that I could find for it, because nobody's really talking about this. But what you're going to be doing here is going to drive all that YouTube, traffic to a free community, where you're basically going to take 1 to 2 modules off your higher ticket offer, and you're just going to post them over there. And what you're going to be doing there is just basically hosting weekly calls to push for a one-on-one call. And throughout that weekly call, you wouldn't really want to, drop as much value as you can. What you're going to be doing here is basically build curiosity, that there's a module specifically for that pain point that they ask you about through that weekly call. And from there, you're just going to push them into a one-on-one call where you actually, tell them that you're going to focus on that specific pain point. And from there, the main goal is going to be you funneling them into that one-on-one call where you basically, upsell them to the higher ticket offer. And through that one-on-one call, you just basically give them as much value as you can, so they can truly think that you can solve that pain point. And you're gonna have to make sure that you tease that high ticket offer, from there, just to actually give them that idea that they have that solution inside of your, higher ticket offer. And what I recommend for you guys to do here, if you were to implement this funnel, is to always make sure you follow up with all the leads who attend the call, and also try not to go too deep, as I said, into the answer, and just give a general one where you will let them know you have a module for that inside your inner circle, which is basically your higher ticket offer. And at the end of the call, you will always have to make sure you bomb them with as much case studies and as much value as you can, so these people can get that self-belief that they can do the exact same thing as the other people inside their funnel. And secondly, this is actually my favorite one, which I call as your favorite guru funnel, because this is the most popular one right now. And basically, it's just going to be you uploading long form content and providing as much free value as you can. And it really works well, especially if you drop like a 30 to 50-minute video going over a specific thing, is just dropping as much value as you can. And at the end of the video, we're gonna hit him with a CTA, where you tell him that you have a free training video under the description, where you basically give him some more information about that specific niche that you teach about. And from there, after you actually truly nurture their audience with so much value, they will get to click on the video sales letter. And most people wouldn't really want to hop into, a video sales letter if they actually know it's a sales letter. So what you're gonna be doing is you'll basically market it, as I said, as a free training video. And here's a good example of somebody named Rich, who makes over 70K only with 30K followers on Instagram. And what he does here is he basically markets his video sales letter as a free training video. And here's also Brett Scales, the one guy that is actually making $1 million off his offer right now. And yeah, labeling it, and as I said, labeling anything as a free will actually get the most amount of traffic, but it will be actually harder to convert that traffic into interested leads. But yeah, after they finish watching the video sales letter, you basically get them to click in the button below the video, where you basically qualify them to a type form, where you basically ask how much money they have to invest in, and how much, if they're capable of investing. And here's a good example of TGR asking these specific questions. For example, are you capable of actually investing into this right now? And if they were to click willing and able to invest, that means they're actually interested and they actually want to get mentored on one-on-one pace. And yeah, after you qualify them and everything, you're gonna have to get your dialer to dial them up in the first 2 hours to pre-qualify and make sure that they actually have the same amount of money and actually that they're interested in. And yeah, after they've been qualified, you basically get them to hop into a call with the closer, who's going to qualify their pain points and see if they're actually a good fit for the program. And if they are, boom, close for a couple thousands. And lastly, you basically selling a $50 one-on-one calls each week, which is basically a workshop. Shout out to CV, I seen this video and I actually like the idea, because I don't really see many people actually implement this exact funnel. And yeah, throughout this exact funnel, you're gonna be basically solving the main issue that they're facing with as much value as you can give throughout that $50 one-on-one call. And from there, at the end of the call, you basically pitch them the offer, and you have to pitch it as if it's only the people who paid $50 really get this offer, and it's only a one-time thing, and it's only really for the inner circle. And from there, these people would actually be interested, and it's really gonna make them overthink that if they were to leave the call right now, they wouldn't really have that chance again. So most people would actually especially if these people are actually interested in what you do and actually have consumed at least 7 hours of your content before, you will be super interested in something like that. So yeah, most people would actually pay it. And this actually has gotten me over 50% in close rate. So yeah, and this is actually one of my favorite funnels because it's super just low key. Nobody really knows about it. And most people won't really think that it's you pitching them a new offer inside that offer that that you already sell. Like for example, $50 one-on-one call. Who would expect that you would actually sell them a higher ticket offer more than that, throughout that call. So yeah. My bad, my phone had died. But anyways, if you guys want to implement the same exact funnels that I have showed throughout the video in a complete step-by-step guide, I've made a guide for you guys going over exactly how you can start. So if you want it, DM me the word scale on my Instagram and I'll send it right through. But also don't forget to like, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Anyways, see y'all soon. Peace.